49.
Good day, everybody. Alright, so let's talk about cutting edge. Basically, it's like everybody knows the basics. It's, T10 Troops, yada 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 yada. So let me go ahead and pull up my cutting edge. Now, when you're looking at the top, you need to get that done as quick as possible, because the sooner you get the first 3 sets done, the cooldown starts counting down. So one thing I will say that most people probably don't want to do is, the moment you can do it, go ahead and reset your top. I don't care where you're at in the bottom, go ahead and reset your top and do it. And the reason why I say this is because the sooner you get the top reset and you redo them, because they're not that expensive. I mean, I think you can do the whole top row for a couple thousand. I did the whole top last week, and I used like 20, 30,000. I don't know. I don't remember. I have to do the math, but you can reset the top, and you get extra points. You get extra levels, so you can get your more points, so you can do quicker, be better, yada yada yada. So the moment you can reset the top, I would do it. Because before I maxed out my whole tree, I had already reset the top at least 2 times. I think I was almost at a third when I finished, but so sooner you can reset your top, I would do it. That's my biggest tip I will give. I know a lot of people don't want to reset the top before you. I would. I did it, and I'm glad I did it. So of course, you get those first 3 rows, and then you can unlock each one of your tier 10 troops. They're all the same. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. They're all the same. They're just different names. So let's just go ahead and look at my vehicle one. I actually have one reset. But these first 3, I think it's like 8,000 a piece. Now some of this is based on how much percentages and whatnot you have to remove. But it's around 8,000 a piece, so I know it's like 25,000 when I reset them. Now the next one, you only need to do 5. Like, you just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you stop. And then these 4, on my alts, I actually max these out all 4 first, because the moment you can get your speed and your cost reduction, you can put out tier 10 troops and go ahead and start building them up. The next one's repair, which, like I said, I'm resetting that one. But so if you get all 4 of these done, you can go ahead and move on. But you only need 5 to move on to the next row. So if you do 5 on these first 2, and then 5 on the next 2, and then you can do 5 on this one, you can actually unlock the next section. You can go all the way to 5 on it. That's how I was taught. That's how I was told, is you go 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 all the way down. And then you go back up and you do these 4, and you take them to 10, you take this one to 10, and you take these to 10. That's how, that's the quickest way to do it. But like I said, I was probably, a good ways down, and I would reset my top. And then I kept going, and I kept doing things. And then I think I was on my 2nd or 3rd tree, and I reset the top again. So, and I think before I finished, I was about to reset my 3rd time. I don't remember. I don't know. But besides the point, if you just do, like I said, you do 5 on this one, 5 on these two, 5 on these two, 5 on this one, and you can have these. You can have some decent stats, not good stats. You can have some decent stats, meaning like my one alt has all 5s, and it does really decent. Like it doesn't burn top players, but when like Doomsday last season, it held its own. Let's put it that way. Now this bottom one, I think it unlocks when everything's 10. I'm not sure because mine was max before that one came out, but of course, this one right here, I will leave it at 5 until you literally have the bottom max, because the amount of troops you can does not matter how strong you are. If you can have all the tier 10 troops you want, but it's not going to make them stronger. It's not going to make you stronger if you don't have the bottom done. So, you do those top 3, and you move down, leaving that one at 5. You can go ahead and do all these at 10, then put this one at 5, and then go ahead and do these, and then you come back and do this one all the way to 10. Because these 4 right here get really, really expensive in speeds. Now, one thing I will say is save your diamonds, save your regular speeds, and save your tech speeds when you're doing these, because you don't want to use anything whenever you start doing those, because you will literally run out of speeds. You need to go ahead and start stockpiling your speeds now. That's another reason why I suggest to always do your hourlies. Keep doing hourlies, because you'll stock up them research speeds and other speeds, and you'll start racking up your diamonds. It'll help when you're making a Beyblade set. It'll help when you're doing these, because when you get down to these, they're a lot of days. So once you start building up your points, there's lots to this tree now. Like the old tree was a little bit cooler because it was really simple. But like when you're on this side of the tree, it's resource, and it doesn't really matter. This side is cash consumption. Now I went down cash because when you're a top base, you need cash more than resources. We have bukus of resources. We care about cash. So when you get down to this one, this is when you actually start becoming a little bit stronger, because you gain 5% of all your stats in the cutting edge. So somebody that has maybe 10 or 15% will be a lot stronger than someone with just 5%, because this is also like max seed, but yada. But once you get past this one, you go left, it does your research time. Now, your research time does help, because if you go down this side and you do as much of these, you're going to lower the amount of speed you need. I'm resetting the smaller ones, so I'm not necessarily worried about speeds. Plus, I have a lot of speeds built up, so it's kind of one of those. But the right side over here, the ones that I've got selected, are your reductions on when you can reset again. So that's kind of how that is. Now this green one here, it does, it takes off how many the war medals or war badges you need. This one down here is also a 250, but when you're on this side, it's percentages. So the percentages help when you're doing like the bigger ones, whereas like the little ones help when you're doing up top, and the ones that have little. So, and then this one down here is your next 5%. Now, in order to lock this right side, whenever you want to actually fight, these first 3, you have to have this one done. And then to do these, you have to have this one done. So you literally have to come all the way down just to start doing here. Now I've got 4 points built up, so go ahead and put them here. But, so that's kind of that. So And then over here is how you can basically get cheaper T10 and more T10. But the thing is if you're trying to do battle, you're not going to do on this side. You'd be wanting this, maybe a reset right before Troop Day, so you can make cheaper T10. And then of course if you do another reset, you can put more points down here on these to get your researches done quicker if you're not in the battle mode. Whereas like I'm kind of in battle mode, so mine I want to do more over here. But as far as like with T10 research, that's kind of all you really need to know. Now, one thing I will add more into is when you're training troops, you never want to train T10 because go ahead and do that one. I always make my T10 or my tier 9 and then I promote them. The reason because is it's cheaper in speeds. Alright, so you'll see it takes 6 days and 4 hours to make 10,000, let's just say 10,000. So that's, I don't know, I'm not doing the math right now, but, so that's 6 days and 4 hours or something like that. To just make 10,000. So that's when you go to promote them, you go to, alright, so like when you go to promote 26,000, that means 2.6 more. If you do 6 times 2.6, you want to come out with, it's like 15 or 16 days, something like that. Whereas for me, it's 13 days and 20 something hours. I think it's 14 days, or something like that. 14 days and some hours if you don't have the one hero, and then it's 17 days to train it if you still don't have the hero. So instead of whatnot, so you're still coming out with like several days less from just promoting. Now, yes, you might as well say, well, you add an extra day or so when you make that many tier 9, but it's just a lot cheaper per se than just straight making, because for the most part what you do is make a whole bunch of tier 9 on Troop Day and through the week, and then you just promote slowly, so you can just have your tier 10 promoting while you're training throughout the week. Now you can actually on Troop Day, but the thing is like each of your hourlies are like 10 days per hourly, so I mean it's a lot easier just to make your tier 9 per se, but when you do the math, it's just a lot easier just to make your tier 9 and promote your T10. Because a lot of times you need a lot more tier 9 throughout the week than you do need 210, so why use a bunch of speeds on just one route? But that's one tip that we've all kind of done the math kind of deal and whatnot, so that's kind of the reason why we go that route. But that's just everything I've noticed with T10. T10 are really important because you can have a base that has a lot less stats, and if the person's running all tier 9, that lower player can do some damage to that player just for running all tier 10. So tier 10 does come in handy because most people don't defend full T10. So you can chip away at a big base if they're all tier 9. and you have a bunch of your members, just throw tier 10 at them. Because if they've got decent heroes with good reconstructions and all that, depending on what state you're in. If you're in a newer state, you don't have that yet. But when it comes to the older states, you need as much as you can. So it helps all around. So that's my 2 cents on that one. Make as many troops as you can, get as many hourlies. And just stock up on your T10 so that when you need them, it's like Oblivion and Eden and Dawn Mission. You don't lose troops. You just, what I'm saying. So it's one of those. If you're not losing them, why not use them, right? So, I've used tier 10 to hit tiles before, and you can push certain tiles just by using T10. So they do come in handy. So don't ever just not use them. The ways to get your war badges. It's kind of like the same scenario as your Baneblade. You can get them on the helicopter. You can get them in your different, in your COA. You can get them, if you're VIP, you can get them on your VIP. Every gathering and tech day, you can get your reward badges. There's lots of ways how you can get them. You can get them with the Doomsday Shop also. Various events give them. So there's lots of ways how to get war badges. It's just using them the best you can, meaning get as many spec points as you can built up. Because if you're resetting the top and you're getting those extra spec points, you can end up costing less war badges, less speeds, and get more done on the bottom. So, how you use your war badges really does help. I think that's about it for T10. If anybody has any questions or whatnot, throw them in the comments. I'm here to help people, so let's all get strong. Let's all have fun. Have a great day. Love you.